So comment, subscribe, dislike, or like. Check out the links in the descriptions for other of my sites, other activities that I'm involved in. Got a whole bunch of Facebook groups you can check out. I play multiple card games, so I do music among other things, so check out the links in the description. So this is my DripKu Unison Aggro deck. One copy of the leader. 4 Goku Return of the Dragon Fist, 4 Grade 8 Bardock's Rarest Warcry, 4 Oceanus, 4 Cell Super Combo, 4 Goku Adventure Begins, 4 4-Star Ball, 4 Frieza's Army Reinforcements, 4 Flying Nimbus, 4 Krillin Z Fighter, 4 Yamcha Z Fighter, 4 Piccolo Z Fighter, 4 SS2 Gohan Z Fighter, 4 Mecha Gabora Plotting Revival, and 1 Super Mira Diabolic Fusion. Some people like calling this Goku DripKus because he's stylish. So, alright. Obviously, this leader has the ability that when you attack, you take a life in order to look at the top 5 cards of your deck and play a 1-drop yellow Unison in rest mode with a marker on it. So, pretty much a free Unison, so you can empower on top of. And then of course, all the 1-drop, you got 12 1-drop Unisons in the deck that have empowered 2, so they're able to take at least 2 markers from the previous Unison and add it to themselves. And they also have +1 abilities to guarantee they have 2 markers when on the field, so that way you can obviously end up having 3 markers on your Unisons, and then they have effects for when they have 3 markers. This Piccolo draws a card when you have 3 markers, so he's typically my go-to card that I like to empower into, so that I can get that +1 and then do the +1 ability to make him 15k. And that's the idea. So obviously, I'm mainly using the 5k ones that can become 15ks. So obviously, early game, so I can swing, and do a lot of early game attacks. Combine it with Cell Super Combo because of he works a lot like the Nappa Super Combo, where you combo with it and then it plays itself onto the field, so you can combo with it again. So it has obviously some versatility there. And then of course, it essentially is a free body, free 10k body, so I can use it turn 1 and just go in and do 3 to 4 damage on, actually at most 3 damage. If I had Bodyguard Electric like I originally had, it would be 4 damage. But at least you can do potentially 3 damage on turn 1, because that would be a Cell, one of your Unisons, and the leader. So that's 3 damage potentially on turn 1. So that's what you normally want. When you mulligan, you want to keep at least 1 of the Unisons in your hands, right? Obviously, a Piccolo would be a good option in that regards because of his ability to draw. And then, Krillin, I notice I charge him a lot, and sometimes I'll grab him for the effect of the leader, and then do the +1 ability, so he has 2 markers, and then just sacrifice him basically for Piccolo, and then get the draw, and then swing for the 15k. So obviously, what's cool about him is the fact that since you can use him more than once, that adds to the deck's combo power. Because you notice, because we're playing 25 Unisons, right? 5 times 4, no, 21. My bad. I cut it down to 21, so 21 Unisons. Yeah, 21 Unisons. In order to incorporate the Goku and the 4-star ball engine for the endless combo strategy. What was I saying? Cell comes in handy to give you that extra combo power, because the deck obviously has less combo power because of the Unisons and extra cards. So we make up with it with obviously Cell and the 4-star ball. Goku Adventure Begins engine, so we always have some combo power. And then when you awaken with your leader, the leader has the ability to at least protect itself with his spirit boost by taking markers off your unisons in order to essentially combo. So it's a lot of pseudo comboing going on in here, along with some actual comboing. So I try to make sure there's a balance of that, and it works out pretty good for my testing. And then what else? Of course, defensively, we got obviously our free negate, our flood negate, Oceanus for more flood negate, so because it's always important to protect your leader, so we're trying to minimize the need to combo a lot. It's just that if you need to combo, there's some combo power in there, but the idea is to always just make it hard for your opponent to attack you. So that's where the little floodgate negates come from. We also have a Great Ape Bardock. If you use them strategically, you can obviously use them defensively on your opponent's turn, and then use them for the clapback on your turn, being a 20k double strike. Plus, he draws a card, so he replaces himself. So that's always that's always good. On the fact that you play him through comboing, so you can obviously give 10k boost to one of your one drop unisons to make them 25k. And that's the main thing, is to get them stronger than 15k. So, to apply pressure on your opponent and force your opponent to combo. You want your opponent comboing more than you, and then, start dropping some bombs. And then, of course, a lot of times I like to combine Bardock with Cell and make a 30k double strike, so that way we have some big attackers swinging in on our opponent. Sorry. We have Goku Returns of the Dragon Fist, as one of our finishers. Big boss card. Because he has auto when you play this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and rest one, KO them. So that's already useful to get rid of any problematic battle cards. He has to activate. We could pay 3 yellow energy when you have 4 more energy. So essentially a turn 4 play, and you have a Unison in play. You can play this card from your hand. Obviously, that wouldn't be that hard to do since your leader pretty much will help you guarantee a free Unison in play. If you don't already have one already still in play from, them having markers and your opponent kind of keeping them on the field. So then you can play this. So a 25k double strike with deflect for 3 energy is always nice. And then has the active main once per turn spirit boost 2, remove 2 markers from my Unison when you have a mono yellow leader. This card gains dual attack for the turn, and your opponent can't activate skills on battle cards with original energy cost of 7 or less from any area when this card is in battle. So that is obviously very, very powerful. So a 25k, potentially 25k, right? 25k double strike dual attacker. So it's kind of like the Selzen of the deck. And then, like I said, we got the 4-star ball, and then we got the Cell, which we can use to power him up. And then we have the Gohan. It's one of our finishers. Also, he has a potential to board wipe with his auto when after you empower him. When he has 4 more markers. He's a 20k blocker. He has a +1 ability to draw a card, so there's some card advantage there. And the fact that he +1, obviously helps with the spirit boosting. Then he has a -3. Active main ability, choose up to 1 of your leader cards and discard. And the chosen card gets a +5k power until the end of the turn, until the end of your opponent's next turn. And this card gains triple attack for the turn. So essentially, you give your leader 5k boost, right? Senzu Bean, and that's on top of the fact that he already has the spirit boost ability to remove 2 markers from your. Not remove as many markers as you want. Typically, you probably just remove 1 or more just to give them a power boost. Obviously, you remove 2. That's automatically a 10k combo, right? Power right there for the leader. On top of the fact that the leader already got 5k, so the leader will already be 20. Then when you use this spirit boost ability of the leader, you can make him 30 really easily against your your opponent's attack. Typically, you want to save this for when your opponent's trying to go for game with their final attack. You just want to dump all your markers into the leader. Use some cell super combos and any other combo-like abilities you have, and just drop it into that attack, just in case. But typically, you'll be negating attacks and redirecting attacks, to blockers and stuff like that, because we got stuff like that for it. And of course, this Unison's a blocker, so that comes in handy in that regards. And then, like I said, he gets triple attack, so you can play him, triggers effect, attack with him, do the little board wipe ability, and then attack with him twice. And instead of attacking on the third time, just keep him in active mode. Unless you got game, obviously, but keep them in active mode so that way you can use them to block, on top of the fact that you'll be able to remove markers for the leader's effect and so forth and so forth. So, really good card to play. And then we have Mikakabura for the fact that he's a blocker. He has the +1 ability, so that helps with the spirit boost of your leader's effect, as well as he can let you draw a card, so some card advantage, then lets you choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and then makes it whether your opponent can't switch it to active mode. So it's a way of reducing one attack you have to worry about your opponent's following turn. He's a blocker, of course. He has the auto that once per turn when this card loses marker due to an attack, you can choose one of your opponent's cards. It could be energy, unison, leader, battle card, and tap it. So there's some board control right there. And then it has the -4 ability, which is obviously a really good effect to have, is choose one of your opponent's battle cards, gain control of it, and switch it to active mode. That way you can beat your opponent with their own cards. Of course, for defensive purposes, it's always a good idea to grab like a blocker or something, especially if it's a strong blocker. And then, of course, the ultimate, which is also Unison. He has dual attack blocker. He has yellow 3, empowered yellow 3 and black 3, but of course we use it for the yellow 3. So you got the empowered yellow 3, so it fits in the deck theme. So you can give him a lot of 3 markers from your 1-drop Unisons. And then he has the +1 ability auto that when your opponent attacks, switch this card to active mode. So obviously you can use it to block because it is a blocker. So you can take advantage of the fact that it is the 25k dual attacker, so attack with it twice, and then your opponent's turn when they attack, get a marker and switch this to active mode so it can easily block. And then of course with the leader's spirit boost ability, you can power up your leader. That if you ever need that, obviously. And then has the -4 ability, choose all of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and KO them. Then choose up to 2 of your opponent's cards and switch them to rest mode. And this card gains 15k power and double strike for the turn. So because of 40k double strike, that's dual attack. That's also a blocker. And it can tap down 2 of your opponent's battle cards. More likely there will be blockers, so that'd be useful to tap down some blockers. And if I'm right, that's all the cards, and that's the end of the video.